So now we should come at the last nakshatra of the Venus, that is the Purva Ashada. So what is your view on that, Purva Ashada?
Yes, Purva Ashada is the last Venus Nakshatra. It sits fully in Sagittarius from 3020 to 2640 degrees. And the sign is ruled by Jupiter, and the Nakshatra itself is ruled by Venus. So there is Venus and Jupiter energy here, and people with having Jupiter and Venus conjunction in the horoscope might have some similar energy to this nakshatra. The symbol is a fan or basket. The nature is again human, and the main motivation is moksha.
Moksha.
So really, yes.
Now this is very. Let me interrupt you here. This is very funny thing. See, in both the two nakshatras, Venus is giving you pleasure.
Yes.
Venus is giving the native pleasure, all the sexual pleasure and all the luxury pleasure. And in the third one, it is trying to give moksha. Now
Yes,
everything is done. Now you go for moksha.
But we know that the house of the moksha is 12th house, right?
Pisces,
and
especially.
And Pisces, and Venus is exalted in Pisces. It feels the best.
Right.
I also seen a lot of people with Venus in Pisces, which can have a really good wealth, you know, they can be really successful. So I'm not surprised that the last desire of Venus is from transformation from the wealth is really moksha, and which is a 12th house. The animal symbol of this Nashkatrasa is male monkey. Yes, and the gods which are associated are Apas, the water god, and Varuna, the god of the rain. So everything associated with the flowing, with the water, is we can see in this Nashkatrasa.
Exactly. I would also like to include one thing. Varun Dev is also associated with oceans. Okay.
Yes.
Now, one thing I have also studied and while practicing, I have seen that many people having majority of the planet in Purva Ashada will definitely at one point of time will cross the sea, and either they will settle in foreign land or they will continuously go and come, go and come, go and come. So this is
travel, a lot of
exactly a lot of travel. And earlier in that day and age, when the astrological books were written by Sage Parashar and Sage Jaimini, so crossing the sea means going to a foreign country. Now crossing the sea, you are going to cross over the flight, but still you need to cross the sea. Wonderful. So this is actually making sense, right?
So
please continue.
In this Nashkatrasa, we can see a bit confusion, because on the one side there is Venus energy, which wants a lot of pleasure, and Jupiter, which wants a lot of how to say,
knowledge and wisdom.
Yes, wisdom, but also saying things. Jupiter can give us a lot of wealth, but it's also different kind of wealth. It's a knowledge. It's being more into meditation, religion, all these other pleasure things which makes our mind calm. And this sign, it's connected, as you said, with elephant head, you know, the tongue. So it's connected again with Ganesha.
Right.
As you said, it has a connection with Ganesha, which is, as we know, main god for the wealth, for the prosperity. But also the knowledge,
Exactly.
the education as well itself. And this Nashkatrasa means undefeated. It's also, the star is also called invincible star, undefeated star. And the natives can be very proud, and they can influence the masses, you know. What I noticed with this connection to the water, I have seen a lot of, you can see a lot of sailors, deep water divers, swimmers. I have seen Nashkatra horoscope of the person who had moon in Nashkatrasa, and he before he was 20, he won the national. He was the second in the country for swimmers. He went
Wonderful.
to Olympics.
Okay.
So it happened because this Nashkatrasa means like win early in life, and it can gives this early success. And also it has a connection with the water.
Yes, yes.
But these people can be very influenced, then they can really influence masses. They want to win always when they start something. And we can see Adolf Hitler. He's the most famous, unfortunately not in a good way, having a lot of Purva Ashada Nakshatra.
Yes.
He had, as I remember, Moon, Jupiter, for sure in this Nashkatrasa, and we know that he was very good orator.
Exactly.
He really could be really charming. He was very passionate when he spoke. He felt like he had a mission from the God to change. Of course, it wasn't a good change, but in his head, he thought he's doing something right for the humanity, for the people there. Exactly. Of course, so, we know it was differently,
exactly.
But this feeling.
I would like to add one more thing, two things rather. One is the swimmer, which you gave the indication, like people, because as the deity is associated is Varuna, so he will also, he rules the ocean actually. Yes. So definitely the person is born swimmer. Another thing regarding Hitler, what I have seen in his chart, because this sign was also getting a little bit affliction, and yes, he was in his mind, in his head, to establish a wonderful empire for the people, but there he did a misunderstanding because the star was getting afflicted. So whenever the star is getting afflicted, the negative impact of the good thing start to come. Like doing too much excessive of good is also not good.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, these people can have a mental problem. They can feel depressed. The water, the connection to the water, being close to the water help them. But the thing is that the mental problems come from this very huge pride and ego. And they need to really work on this, not to feel like they have always right, they are always the most important. That's the come from. They need to listen also the other people, the other advices.
Exactly. The ego should be left aside. The ego, yes, should be left aside.
Exactly. And this feeling that they have to win always, because they always want to win the battle, whatever battle. If they can have conversation, try to speak with you and maybe win the conversation with you as well. So as I said, and on the one hand, these speak for the luxury from my experience, but they want to be connected, detached from them as well. So sometimes they want these luxury things like Venus sites, but sometimes they want to ride out, don't want them, and they want to have a simple life. Sorry, they want to have a simple life. They want to be close to the nature. They might want to stay in some good hotels or eat good food, but on the other side, with the time they will sleep in the tent. They
Exactly.
might want to not to eat meat, be more close to the
Sattvic.
nature.
Yes.
Yes, vegetarian. So that's why they change with the years. They
Now,
really.
uh, one thing I would also like to include here is, like, you see where this nakshatra is getting placed. It is in the Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is duality. The first nakshatra Bharni was in Chara Rashi, Aries. Then it was the Sthira Rashi, Leo, and then the last one, the Venusian nakshatra, is in Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is Dvisvabhav, duality nature. So people having this, or even Mula, I have seen, like, they will be continuous in a mental turmoil, like east or west, east or west, east or west. They will always think like that. Once they have achieved east, then they will go to west. So like you said, like, there might be incident that people is wanting to go in the most luxurious hotel. They want to eat the most wonderful cuisine in the world, the most beautiful food, the most expensive of the wine, and suddenly they will feel, what I am doing, I must go to the jungle, I must sleep in a tent, and
Yeah.
all these things. So this duality will also come there, because Sagittarius theme is also coming here.
I notice also that these people are very optimistic a lot of time. They can be very joyful and also carefree, careless, carefree
Okay.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But sometimes they should go really deeper in this is when they start their journey, going into deeper into meditation again, into yoga. They are really want this after some time of their life. They really want this. They really want to know more, and they can also be found of sex like the others. So maybe not in such huge degrees like the two others nashkatras like Bharani and Purva Phalguni,
Mm.
but again they can make very fast decision, and go and have some intimacy. So they also need to watch out on any sexual transmit disease. They
Diseases.
might have rheumatic problems because of the water, lungs problems. They might have some kidneys and bladders problems as well, some
Kidneys,
stomach problems.
kidneys, bladder, and lungs. This is wonderful. That means people of this ascendant should, or these people having majority of the planet and moon, should avoid smoking at any cost,
Yes,
because it
exactly.
will give a problem in the lungs. Right.
Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And at the end, I want to make a point that these three Nashkatrasa are seated really in the first, fifth, and ninth house. They are associated with these houses. So it's always Venus, but associated with the first, fifth, and ninth house.
The Dharma
So we
Trikona.
should, exactly. So we should think that these houses are really a lot of the luck as well, associated with the luck, but also with some spiritual journey at the end, because it's finished in the ninth house, which is really spiritual
Exactly.
journey for us. So these are my experience regarding all these three Nashkatrasa, and I think you can see there are many connections
Exactly.
between them.
Exactly. So it was a very wonderful interview, and I guess our viewers will also enjoy this, and they will also come to know a lot of things on the nakshatra. So hope you soon will come with another three nakshatra of another planet, be it Jupiter or Saturn, anything. But your insight in nakshatra is absolutely wonderful. That means people can use nakshatra and give excellent prediction. So I am very obliged that you came to my channel, and I really am thankful. So yes.
Thank you so much for the time as well. Well, I think that in Vedic astrology, we should look at many different levels. For sure, so far as I read from the books which I read, the lunar mentions were fast before the solar.
Right.
So, but to have a very good prediction, you need to use both, really.
Both.
You cannot just think about lunar, you cannot think about solar, you have to see them together and all the other stuff as well. That's why the Vedic astrology is so beautiful and so complex as well.
Right.
And that's why you need so many years to study, and you still, after so many years, you still think you don't know so many.
Exactly.
So yes, it will be a pleasure to talk with you again. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste.
And see you next time. Take care.
Thank you. Yes, you too.